You know how it is with viral fame. A star can be born overnight, but man, they can fall just as fast. Today, we're diving into the story of a rapper whose style was so unique it made him a phenomenon and whose life got so chaotic it threatened to tear it all down. This is the unbelievable downfall of Blueface. I mean, think about it. Just a few years ago, everyone was talking about Jonathan Porter. You know him as Blueface, as the future of West Coast hip-hop. He was all over the charts with a sound you just couldn't ignore. But fast forward to today, that whole picture has completely fallen apart. The rising star found himself behind bars, trading all that fame for, well, a whole lot of infamy. And that really brings us to the big question of this whole explainer. How on earth did a rapper with a sound so different it literally broke the internet end up losing everything? Let's trace the timeline because you got to see the rise to really understand the fall. Okay, so first up, we're going to look at the entire journey from A to Z. From being that viral sensation everyone was talking about to becoming a prison inmate. It's a classic story of a fall from grace. To really get the downfall, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. Blueface's story kicks off in Los Angeles, California, growing up in the same culture that gave us West Coast legends who, you'll see, really influenced him. And this slide right here, it really paints a picture of the two completely different worlds he was living in. On one side, you've got the streets of LA. He's listening to guys like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and eventually joins the Crips gang. That's where the name Blueface comes from. But on the other side, he was this incredibly gifted athlete, a star quarterback who was so good he earned a college football scholarship. From the very beginning, he was living a life of extremes. You're not going to believe how he even got into the rap game. It's actually insane. He wasn't trying to be a rapper at all. He literally, and I mean literally, went to his friend's studio just to get a phone charger. His friend, a producer, was like, hey, why don't you hop on this beat? He did it for a laugh, recorded a song called Deadlocks, and that track ended up going viral on SoundCloud. It was a complete accident. So what was it about that accidental song that just blew up? Well, it all came down to his signature style, the offbeat flow. See, most rappers try to ride the beat perfectly, right? But Blueface, he would rap just a little bit ahead of it or a little behind it. It was kind of jarring. It was definitely different. And in a world where there's so much new music, it was impossible to ignore. It literally forced you to listen, whether you loved it or you hated it. And that strange offbeat style, man, that became his golden ticket. So next up, let's look at how this totally unique flow turned him into one of the biggest names in hip-hop. Okay, so before his massive hit, he dropped a track called Respect My Crippin'. And yeah, a lot of people online made fun of his flow. It became a huge meme. But Blueface was smart about it. He just leaned right into it. All that attention, good or bad, it just drove up his views and made him even more famous. And then came the song, the one that changed absolutely everything. In 2018, he released Thotiana, and it was a total cultural phenomenon. This wasn't just some meme anymore. This was a legit, chart-topping smash hit. And this right here just shows you how huge it got. Thotiana went all the way to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. That's the kind of mainstream success that puts you in a completely different league. He wasn't just some internet rapper anymore. He was a real star. And of course, the biggest names in the industry all took notice. I mean, look at this list. He got massive cosigns from superstars like Cardi B and YG on the remixes. He signed a deal with Cash Money Records. That's the legendary label that gave us Lil Wayne and Drake. And to top it all off, he was named to the 2019 XXL freshman class. He had officially made it. With all that fame, of course, came the money. At the absolute peak of his career, with hit songs, a record deal, even doing celebrity boxing matches, Blueface's net worth was estimated to be somewhere between $4 and $5 million. He was really living the life. But you know how these stories sometimes go. Just as quickly as he got to the top, the whole foundation started to crumble. The focus started shifting away from his music and onto the chaos in his personal life. And this, right here, is where the downward spiral really begins. This timeline really lays out how it all unraveled. It started in 2020 with his chaotic, very public relationship with Chrisean Rock, which started making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Then by 2022, things got way more serious with his arrest for a shooting in Las Vegas. The drama got so big, they even gave them a reality show. And by 2024, after repeated probation violations, he finally landed in prison. Every single step was just a move in the wrong direction. So here's the crucial thing you have to understand. His downfall was happening on two fronts at the exact same time. On one side, his public image was just getting destroyed by the nonstop drama of his toxic relationship, which played out online for everyone to see. And at the same time, in his private life, his legal troubles were getting more and more serious. It was a perfect storm. And eventually, well, both of those fronts just collapsed. The combination of all that public scandal and the very real legal consequences led him to the lowest point of his career, prison. And maybe even worse for a celebrity, obscurity. In an interview he did from jail, he gave some pretty simple advice to young kids who might be watching him. He just said, stay in school, this is boring. It's a really stark moment of reflection from a guy who had it all and then found himself with nothing but time on his hands. And the consequences of that fall, they were devastating. His music career completely stalled out. No new hits to keep his name out there. His net worth plummeted, buried under all the legal fees. His public image was totally destroyed by the drama. And a whole new generation of hip-hop fans came up who basically had no idea who he even was. He had become irrelevant. So, after his release from prison, he had a chance, right? A chance for a fresh start, to focus on his music, maybe rebuild his career. The question on everyone's mind was pretty simple. Would he actually take it? The answer, it seems, was a big, fat no. Almost immediately after he got out, he jumped right back into the exact same stuff that caused his downfall in the first place. He was all over social media, showing off a new girlfriend, and reigniting a beef with another rapper, NLE Choppa. It was just more of the same. And that really leaves us here, trying to make sense of it all. The story of Blueface is kind of a modern hip-hop tragedy, isn't it? He was this accidental star with a totally unique talent who shot up to these incredible heights, only to have his entire career derailed by public drama and just really poor choices. So what is his legacy? Is he just a cautionary tale about wasted potential? Or is there maybe, just maybe, a comeback story still waiting to be written? I guess only time will tell.